Well, hello friends. Welcome back to browser hacking. Today we are going to take a step outside the engine and make the browser in Serenity multi-tab. So tab browsing obviously is a very handy feature, and it's getting to the point where I feel like it would be nice if I could control click these things and they would come up in a separate tab rather than me having to open one and then go back and so on. Now, I know that we like to do a lot of 90s look and feel things here, but this particular aspect of the 90s is one that we can do without. So multi-tab at least should be an option, because I know that some people like single tab, or at least like the idea of single tab until they actually try it. But let's do tabs. So I think first decision to make, I guess, is tabs on top or tabs on bottom. But we're gonna go with tabs on top because I like that. Because if you think about the user interface, right? If you put the tabs on top, then it sort of implies that the toolbar, location bar, all of this stuff belongs to the tab. Whereas if you put the tab underneath here, it sort of implies that only the page content belongs to the tab, and then they would have like a shared location bar. And I would like it if we have a separate location bar per tab. So I think we're going to do this in the browser app. So we'll add something new here. We'll call it like a tab. Should we call it a tab? Tab widget? Maybe just tab. Okay. I feel like the alphabetical order here is a little bit, what is going on? Okay. There we go. Bloop. So let's go and edit this thing. So a tab is going to be basically like all the contents of the UI, including the HTML view. So in our main UI, we'll have like a tab widget, and then every time that you add a tab, we'll add a tab widget. Oh, that's a little bit ambiguous. Maybe we should call it browser tab. Maybe this will be okay. So actually, we could put it in a namespace browser. That's kind of nice. So this would be a GUI widget. And no subclasses. And let's have a constructor like that. And maybe have ourselves a virtual destructor. Okay, so I think maybe we can just start with this, and that'll let us get started, and then we're going to want to move a lot of stuff actually into this class. So this will be tab CPP. Ugh. Yeah, I should have moved browser stuff into browser namespace a while ago. I guess we'll do it now incrementally. So that's our destructor and our constructor. Okay, and then all of the user interface stuff, basically the whole toolbar, everything. Let's put everything in there. It'll be a little bit weird with the bookmarks bar. Well, let's just roll with it. So, oh gosh, I guess we'll take everything. So this will, this is gonna screw up any assumptions that we've been making about lambdas here, because normally when we're creating a big UI in the main function, then we can kind of play it fast and loose with lambdas, because you can capture everything by reference, and since you're always in main, or you always have main on the stack, then anything you capture that's on the stack is going to be valid. But now that changes since we're moving this out to a constructor function. So let's see. We're gonna need to include a bunch of stuff. So that guy, probably about like all of these guys, really. Ploop. Okay, and here we'll probably need like tab.h. And libgui app. Okay, maybe I got a little eager there with moving everything. We need window and vertical box layout. Okay. Window and vertical box layout. And of course, tab widget. This is the guy who's going to make it all happen. So let's see here. What we'll do in main now is we'll just say, instead of making a regular widget be the main widget, or now I'm thinking we also have a status bar in the UI. I guess we could put that in the tab as well. Although I feel like that wouldn't look quite right. Maybe we'll leave the status bar outside. Just because of the weird look it would have otherwise. And then, so here we'll say tab widget is, we'll add a new tab widget. And then we'll need a function for like creating a new tab. So maybe this will be something like this. Tab auto, new tab is tab widget, add tab, tab. Browser tab. Is that not how you do that? Oh, you have to give it a name, right? We'll call it new tab. I don't know. Okay. And then new tab. Actually, we don't have to do much more than that. Added new tab. Something like that. And then we'll just call this once on startup just so we can see what it looks like. Okay, and then I think we're gonna take the status bar stuff. This is gonna be a little bit messy. Okay, maybe we'll leave the status bar in the tab for now. So history needs to be in here. And widgets. We need a main widget in this tab. But I guess we can say that the main widget is just this for now. That should make most of this compile. Okay. We're gonna have to factor a lot of these things a bit differently over time, but we'll do one thing at a time here. It's gonna be okay. So here we'll just capture this. Okay, so now the browser tab is gonna have to hold on to a bunch of things, like the HTML widget, for example. We are gonna have to hold on to that. So HTML widget. Let's rename that. So and just so I can edit less code, or actually maybe that's okay. see, ref footer to web, HTML, view. libweb forward declarations. Thank you. Okay, and then we'll just do a search and replace here. So clickety clack. I'm just looking at the red over here to see how much stuff left I need to fix. So basically all of the trouble now comes from these AMP captures. But, oh, the app menu, actually, we can, the app menu will do outside. So we'll put all of the menu gunk. Actually, we could have a separate menu per tab. I wonder if that would make sense. It is a little bit weird, but it's also kind of comfy, because then you can just switch the app menu. We can switch the whole menu bar when we switch tabs, and then everything would be hooked up to the right place automatically, instead of like having to look for it. Like whenever you activate something in the menu, if you have a global menu bar, then you have to figure out like, okay, so which tab is currently active? Okay, tell that tab to do this. Whereas if every tab has its own menu, it can be extremely contextually aware, right? Because it belongs to a specific tab. So maybe that's actually a nicer way of doing it. Let's try it out. So we'll just capture nothing and say GUI application the quit. All right, you get to be one of those. And inspector widget, close friend of inspector gadget. There we go. And these guys just have to change a little bit. mhtml widget. Okay, let's just fix this. Wait, what am I doing here? Conversion from what document to int? Oh, it's calling the wrong dump tree. Wait, do we have using namespace web in browser main or something? Dump tree, no. It's a bit weird. Anyway, we only have a few more things here to take care of. Application the, and we'll just do that for the window. Actually, this stuff is not super duper relevant. Let's put this in the create tab. What's called create new tab. So we'll do that here. Loading, and then we'll put the URL to load in here as well. What is window? Oh, it's one of those guys. Oh, shite. Okay, we'll duplicate this for now. That's just a default URL. Okay, and then we need graphics bitmap to load the icon for the browser. And mhtml widget. So this will be we'll put a function on tab for this. So new tab, load, Earl to load. That'll be our first API. Load tab. Load Earl. Okay, so what do we think about this whole thing? It builds. I have a feeling it's gonna look not great. But why don't we take a look? See if this even starts. Okay. So what don't you like? I'm calling load, and then we're doing a history push, and then you crash because of that? You're upset because of some history thing. Wow. History. Oh, it's on the stack. All these things on the stack. Right, more stuff on the stack we gotta get rid of. So let's just look for every amp capture and fix it. So basically the way you fix these when you're moving from main to anywhere else is just you put things in an object, and then you capture this, and then you move things to be members of the object. So ref footer to GUI action, go back action, right? Something like that. And we'll just do a rename. There we go. And then history moves here as well. So that means that we need to include history. Since we're not using pimple idioms here, and we'll call them mhistory for good measure. Okay. This update actions probably needs to be a member then instead. So update actions. Oops, there we go. Okay. And what else? No matching member function for call to add. That's a bit weird. I'm sure we'll find out eventually what the problem really is. Because it thinks that browser tab is not a core object, but it most definitely is. But maybe the class declaration is iffy somehow. Something here is not gelling. We'll see. But what else do we have? This, so it thinks it can't call window because it thinks browser tabs. Oh, is it because this is const? No. No known conversion from browser tab to GUI widget. Now, why do you say that? Public GUI widget. Everything was fine before we added the history. Okay, so history, the addition of history just wonks everything. So why does that happen? Oh, because Earl is forward declared? Is that the problem? Ugh. See, Now that's a bullshit error. Like the reason I can figure that out so quickly is just because of experience with the same error before. But like, that was not helpful. The fact that, okay, it can't find it because Earl is forward declared. Okay. Anyway. Should push loads to history. Okay, so this needs to be a member. True. Okay, and then we just memorize. Okay, that's great. And let's look for more amp caps. Oopsie doopsie. I guess we can actually just do search and replace all the amp captures to this captures, and we'll see what breaks. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. So location box. Location box on return pressed. Yeah, so we need to stash away the location box somewhere. Just put it here. In a member. Footer GUI text box. We're probably going to make a custom location box class eventually, but right now we're just using a regular text box. There are all kinds of reasons that you would want to have a custom text box for the location bar in a browser, like like favicons and various autocompletion behaviors. A lot of things to do with that. Bookmarks bar. What is Bookmarks bar here? Bookmarks bar is this guy right here. So that's an awkward name. I'm gonna rename that a little bit. And then we're also gonna rename that a little bit more. So he's a member. And then we'll say like that. Oh, replace all. Ref footer bookmarks bar widget. And I think we will simply forward declare that. It's outside of the namespace right now. Okay. Bookmark button. I guess we'll have to put that outside as well. That's a star icon that's on the right-hand side to bookmark the current page. So here we'll just do that, and you, my friend, are going to be a ref footer to a GUI button. Cool. Update bookmark button. And you become a function, a member function. Tab. Because, lambdas are nice and everything, but sometimes you just need to have a member function. Maybe that should be an URL, not a string. DOM inspector window. This definitely needs to be a member. So this guy can just graduate right away. Oof. And the location box, now known as M location box. Okay, this is some slightly unexciting stuff here, but I guess it's okay. M status bar. Okay, it actually built. Cool. So, can we bring this guy up? Here he is. Well, that looks empty. Okay, so I guess we are probably forgetting to set a layout. So, set layout, GUI, vertical box layout. How about that? Box layouts are amazing. You can do almost anything with box layouts. And look at that. We are officially in a tab. That took a moment, but it's pretty tasteful. I quite like it. It's definitely a little bit different than what we had before, obviously. So it'll take some getting used to this new look, but I can get used to this. I'm thinking, should we adjust these? Should we put some margin here? It's looking a little, I don't know. Around the toolbar container. We can do some. Let's try some. So let's put like, I don't know, like 1 pixel on every side, just to see what that feels like. It's not bad. It does look pretty sensible. We're kind of going outside the, like there was never any like Windows 2000 or like era appropriate canonical tabbed browser UI to draw on, so we kind of have to just, we have to take all the influences here and just like imagine what it would have looked like if, you know, IE5 or whatever would have had tabs. I imagine it would have looked a little bit like this. Maybe, I mean, a lot of things would have been different, but the general style of it is pretty good. It is a bit awkward that the status bar is like inside of the tab. I'm kind of wondering if we should find a way to get rid of the border around the tabs. But that's more like pixel pushing and alignment and stuff, and I'm not going to sit here and tweak pixels for an hour, so let's just get on with making it possible to like open a second tab, right? So let's try creating a second tab. Tab, cpp, browser, main. So what happens if we create one more tab, right? Create new tab. Okay, well, they're on the same page, so what if we switch one? Look at that. We got tabs. How easy was that? Tabbed browsing. Very cool. And I really like that you can see that like the star here belongs to this UI because this page is bookmarked and like this page is not bookmarked. And I think it's all very sensible. And now this doesn't work because actually we never switched the menus. So currently the active menu right now is this menu. And turning off the bookmarks bar, it doesn't change the layout of the toolbar container. So that's a bug. But it's a bug that can be fixed. It's not the most important thing. I didn't break it now. I broke it earlier today. I'm just noticing it now because of trying to turn off the toolbar. So let's see. Some things we need to fix. The title of the window needs to match the title of the tab. The title of the tab needs to match the title of the page. Switching the tab needs to switch which menu is active. So let's see how we do that. I guess this tab widget, the tab widget GUI class, he has on change, right? So tab widget will notify somebody when the active tab changes. So we can do that here. We can say like tab widget on change. And then we'll have the active widget. And then we know that this thing only has like literal tabs inside of it, so we can just say tab is, or like let's just call it tab. Static cast, browser tab, active widget. Okay, so now we can do some hardcore stuff here, like actually this is a little bit ugly, but we're basically going to tell the tab that he got activated, because there should probably be a GUI event that gets sent to somebody who, when they become the active widget in a tab widget, but currently we don't really have something for that. We should probably do a show event or something. Anyway, we'll call something like did become active or whatever, or did become foreground. Let's say it did become active. So immediately this makes me think about a billion things that we could do to background tabs to reduce energy consumption and memory usage, but that's not really where we are with this browser yet. It's just remnants of Safari work past. So let's add that did become active thing. Did become active. Okay, so what tab is going to do here is I love the name tab, by the way. It's like, it's so extremely descriptive. So did become active. And we will keep the menu. This guy right here, we are going to keep him somewhere, an M menu bar. Because then we can switch to him when we activate this tab. And I've never tried switching an app to a different menu bar. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I've never tested the feature. I only ever create one menu bar on startup and then make it active, and that's it. But let's try this. So it did become active, and we're not going to move him anymore. And let's see how this works. You can't cast him to a browser tab because it's a Kunst. Why is it Kunst? That's a bit stupid. Like, what if you want to do stuff to it? Tab widget, yeah, that seems like a fine change. We should just remember to rebuild libgui as well. Okay, so we have something up here that's active. If we let's see, so we scroll down a bit and then reload, scrolls to the top as you would expect, switch to this tab, scroll down, reload, now this guy is active, right? So Bookmarks bar, you can change it, now turn off this one. Actually, you can see the menu bar flicker for a moment there when we're switching sometimes. That's it shouldn't do that, but that's just a bug in Windows Server that I've never noticed because I've never switched the menu bar in a running program before. So really cool though, the fact that it just works. Man, I love when stuff just works like this. Okay, so let's do the title bar stuff. So I guess when a tab becomes active, we can do a whole bunch of things in there. So like, they become active. We'll set the menu bar, and then we'll tell the window, hey dude, your title is going to be my HTML widget document title. Let's see, string title. So by default, it'll be the empty string. But if we have an HTML widget and we have a document in there, then title will be indeed this thing. Otherwise, it won't be that. It'll just be empty. If it doesn't have a title, should we really call it the empty string, or should we just fall back to something else maybe? I guess we can put like empty like this, and if we have an HTML widget, then we'll try to acquire the title. Like that. Okay. And then if we don't have a document, then title is mhtml widget URL. Do you just turn around and call document? I bet you do. Wait, it's not even implemented. Okay. I guess if the title is right, so if we don't have a title, we'll return a null string. So in that case, we can do the URL, I guess. It might be cool. So we'll do that, and we'll do that. If title is null, then title to string. Important decisions here. Okay, so the title here is updating correctly, not the tab title, but at least this guy. Did become active. Did become active, but I have no way to set my own tab name. Because, so when a widget is a tab, then the widget with the tab contents, it's not aware of the fact that it is a tab. Like, it can look at its parent widget and see like, oh, hey, I'm inside of a tab widget. I must be a tab. But outside of that, there's no way to know what your tab title is. So this actually is managed completely by whoever created the tab widget. So here we can probably do something. Oh, how do we set the name of something in tab widget? Set tab title, maybe. What do we call this concept anyway in the tab widget? We have add tab and then title, but there's no way to set the title of a tab. Let's add a way to do that. So set title, set tab title, widget tab, const string view title. Let's have that API. That'll be a good API to have. Oops. Tab widget. And then we just have to locate him. So I guess this is one way to do that. So we'll just loop through our tabs. If n tabs at I dot widget is equal to tab, then tabs at I dot title is title. Return. I guess we should also update if the name changes. So, wait, we can just do this with a normal loop. Oh, I don't like this so much, but maybe it's okay. If t dot widget equal to tab, yeah, that's okay. T title. If t title is not title, and we update, and this will cause a repaint, just to make sure that if the title actually changes, then we'll redraw the tab widget. Now, of course, we didn't actually call set tab title correctly here, so we'll have to say tab and tab title. Okay, so this whole thing is a little bit awkward. What if a tab is in the background, but a script runs in the tab that causes the title to change? Then we need to react to that, even if it's not a user-initiated tab change. So we'll want to do something smarter. We'll want to have something like new tab dot on title change. And here we'll do tab widget dot set tab title new tab, and we'll bring the title with us here. So title like that. Yes, and then we don't need to care about the title here. That's better. Okay, so tab needs to have a hookable function that gives you a string view title, or that's implied, on title change. Okay. So here, does HTML view let us know when the title changes? Oh, there's an on title change right here. Okay, that's great. So I've already been thinking about this type of stuff in the past. So did become active doesn't need to do anything, actually. We do need to set the window title. Oh, crap, right. But we can probably do that outside here. So window set title tab title. Okay, I know how we're going to do this. So internally here, when we create the HTML widget, we'll say mHTML widget on title change. New title is this, and then what we'll do is we'll just stash that away here. And if we have a on title change, then we will fire him then, like that. And then we'll just hold on to the title. If you need it, you can just call and ask for it. That allows us to set the window title like that. Great. Okay, so we're still not setting that thing here. That didn't work. Oh, wait. Set tab title. Just because we're storing the title doesn't mean that we're updating the tab button. Excuse me. So, how do we paint this guy? The rect of a tab. Tab data rect. No. Button rect. Wait, how are all these things computed? Okay, alright. I'm just looking up how tab widget is painted, because I thought maybe it was tab widget had like buttons inside of it, but it actually tab widget paints himself completely. So this should be enough to just change the tab title here. But maybe we are not doing enough then. Set title, Windows set title. Let's see what we're setting it to. Okay, it seems like this is not happening correctly. Also, it should have like browser at the end of it now, I realize. So let's just hack that quickly here. But I feel like we're not setting this up correctly. So new tab, untitled change. Tab widget, set tab title. Oh, and if this tab is active, then we should also change the window title. So if tab widget active widget is the tab widget, then set the window thingy as well. Okay, so this is a little duplicate-y and ugly, but maybe it's okay for now. So on title change, let's send out a string, because why complicate things? Okay, and then in tab CPP, okay, and this guy gets called, let's see, let's just see what this says. Oh shit, we're overwriting it, okay. That's why it's not working. Okay, so we'll just move this stuff downstairs. We already had a hook for on-title change. I should have realized. And then S-title we can definitely get rid of. So if title is null, that makes sense. So here we'll just store M and not call window set title. Let the main program do that if it's appropriate, because if a background tab changes title, you don't want the window title to change, right? That wouldn't make sense. So as title, you go away. M title is the new hotness. Welcome and welcome. Okay, so now it's almost correct because it started out wrong. Okay, so it started out with null. So this we gotta fix. But oh, it didn't update the window title there either. But it updated the tab title now. If tab widget active widget is, oh, it's not going to be tab widget, it's going to be new tab. Okay, will that be all? Look at it, it's beautiful. Really cool. Okay, let's go to serenityos.org. Very nice. I like this very much. This is very, very cool. So there are a billion things here that we need to do, but I think let's commit what we have so far so that we can start to iterate on top of this. Oh wait, shit. I can reset. Commit libgui. Let's do libgui first, because we're just adding set tab title. GUI add tab widget set tab title widget string. Was that the API? I forget. Tab title string view. All right. This lets you change the title of a tab after creating it. Quite useful. So browser, start implementing tabbed browsing. Okay. This patch moves most of the GUI browser UI into a tab class. The main window, the main UI now mainly consists of a tab widget that tab objects are added to. I'm going with the tabs on top style here, since I like how it makes the UI visually associated with the makes it feel like each tab has its own UI controls, which it actually does. Cool. Alright, so obviously there's no way to create a new tab or anything like that, so we're gonna need some improvements in that area. So we definitely shouldn't create 2 new tabs on startup. So actually, let's just have 1 tab when we get going. Okay. So what do we need now? We need a way to open a new tab. So we need UI for that, and it needs to go in the menu. But the menu is per tab. So how do we want to do that? We want to, maybe we'll have some actions that are sort of global actions, and we will have a way to fetch those when we create the menu. Okay, so let's do that. Apps browser global actions. So global actions. So these guys, namespace browser, Global actions. I think this will just be an object that sort of holds a bunch of actions. So let's see which ones we need to move here. Not like go back and forward, but I guess actually we can just add a new one. So like new tab, create new tab, open new tab, action. So like that. And this will be a singleton object, so we'll have a the for it. Okay. Global actions. If no is the, then that is new global actions returns the. GUI action create open new tab. Should we call it open new tab or just new tab? Maybe new tab is better. And we probably want a shortcut, so that will be mod control plus key T. And the callback will be, what will be the callback? I'm not sure, actually. Maybe we'll set that up in main. Actually, we should probably instantiate these in the main function, and then let's see how we do this. Global actions. Do that here. Global actions. Okay, then don't need to do it this way. We'll just have this guy up here instead, and esta is this. Okay, and then maybe this guy will say global actions belong to a window. So it's actually more like window actions than global actions, but dang it, okay. Global window actions. Global action, okay. Until we add more windows to the mix, we can call it global actions, and then we'll have to rethink it once we add windows. Okay, so that's fine. Let's just put global actions. Global actions on browser. GUI window. That's a private constructor, friend. Okay. And that means that, okay, this is going to be a little bit weird, but let's try this. So on new tab. So global actions on new tab, on open new tab is this, we're going to call create new tab, which is below here actually. I already regret calling it this. I'm going to call it create new tab action. Okay, and then what we'll do in the constructor is that we will create that action with a callback that simply invokes the hook. So this create new tab called GUI window. And the reason that we pass in the window like this is because we'll hold on to that. And we will, actually we don't need to hold on to it, but we need to scope all of these actions to the window. That means that no matter which UI control you're focusing in the window, you'll be able to activate the action. You don't like it because the GUI window is not a core object unless I show you the class declaration. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now we just need to add it to the menu. And the way we're adding it to the menu is when we create the browser tab, in this guy's constructor here where he sets up all his menus, we are going to access the global actions singleton. Menu bar, blah, blah, blah. So here in the browser tab, we'll have app menu, add action, global actions, create new tab action. Okay, let's try that. We forgot to implement Okay, so now we have a new tab, and it actually creates a new tab. That's pretty good. Maybe it should also activate it. Let's see. Create new tab. Let's see. Maybe we'll have a bool activate. True. Maybe that will be actually default to true. And let's see, if activate, then that widget. Set active widget, new tab. Dude. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, now we can create new tabs. Very awesome. I already hate the name global actions. Let's just call it window actions. And let's see, move global actions, window actions. Okay. I think that's a pretty good change. So let's commit this. Oh, just make sure that everything still builds actually. Browser, add, create new tab, action, Control T. Okay, you know what else is important? Being able to close your tab. So that should probably be a thing as well. Although that will not be a global action, it will be a tab-specific action, so we should call it window action since we just renamed it. Oh no, look at this guy right here. Amend. Yeah, actually maybe we should probably add a note to the commit here. This also introduces a window actions collection of actions that are not specific to the currently open tab, nevertheless part of its menus. Okay. So, are we using the window a lot, by the way? This just makes me realize that... No, we're not. Okay. I was just thinking about these actions. So these actions should probably be... they should be scoped to the tab, but let's just get close tab working instead of thinking about little details. So close tab will be tab specific, so it will be menu bar. So this is where we have the create new tab action, then we'll put right below it add action, GUI action, create, close tab. And I think we'll do mod control key W, classic. I don't have a strong icon for this right now. We'll need to draw some new icons for this stuff, but we can do a callback. So what are we gonna do here? I guess not on title change, on close tab close request. Yeah, we'll call that callback. And then we'll let the main function deal with this. This, okay. So, let's see. I guess this can go here, new tab, on tab close request. Tab. And if, I guess we can do something like if tab widget children size, or no, hold on. If it becomes empty at the end, we'll do an app quit. But first we'll just remove it. So tab widget, remove tab. And that should tear everything down and make a different tab active. If the GUI library works correctly, which I hope it does. Create a new tab, go to this place. This might be crashy actually, yeah, because I think that will crash the JavaScript engine. But maybe we crash in some stupider place. Where are we crashing? trying to activate an action and then we crash here. Where is this? Guess it's probably this callback right here. I have activated the action and then what? Close request. Let's see. Finished. Yeah. I was thinking this is going to break because of the JavaScript engine being kind of not prepared for this kind of this kind of carpet disappearing underneath. So let's just pick some little thing like the acid test. Perfect. And close. Okay, so what happened here? Removing tab, removed tab. And then we never get back. I guess we can do this on next event loop, actually. This would be a little bit goofy, but it's kind of not cool to remove this tab while he is processing events. So we can do a deferred invocation here. Deferred invoke. I think we could just do that, maybe. Yes, that works. Okay, so then he can unwind his stack nicely, and then we'll just close the thing when we get out to the event loop. This thing is not closing properly. Okay, now nothing closes anymore. Oh, it's probably the Control W is not going to the right place. Yeah, that's what I was talking about with action scoping. So I think the keybinds are not going to be scoped correctly. That's something that'll take a little bit of finessing because we haven't really had this type of user interface before where depending on which tab you have open, you want a different set of keybinds, or you want the same keybinds to activate different actions. That's something that will take a little bit of work, but it's definitely doable. It'll be a good feature. Add close tab action. Control W. Note that this is a little bit unreliable with the keyboard shortcut since the GUI can get confused about which action is supposed to activate. It's supposed to use, as each browser tab has its own close tab action. So yeah, this will need to be fixed in libGUI. Pretty cool. So the final thing I'm going to do today is add a keyboard shortcut for switching tabs, because definitely got to have that. So we're going to go with Control page up and page down, because that's what I'm used to, so that's what we're going with. And we'll put that as a window action. So on next tab, on previous tab. This name, I'm already disliking it. But maybe it's okay. So there we have those. Now we just gotta create the actions. So this will be something like next tab action, control key, page down, next tab, previous tab. Okay, and then, oh, I almost forgot. Then we just gotta set this up in main, so window actions on next tab, tab widget, set active widget. Wait, how can we do this? We want to like jump to the next one. There's no API for that in tab widget. We have an active tab index. Do we have a tab count? No. I guess we could just add some helper on here, because this feels like a useful feature in general. So next tab. Switch to next tab. Switch to previous tab. Or let's call it activate. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then here, if m tab size less than or equal to 1, return nothing to do. Otherwise, set, how do we activate a tab? Set active widget. Okay, so I guess we'll do something like this. Auto index is active tab index plus index. If index is greater than or equal to m tabs size, then index is 0. Okay, and then, oh wait, hold on. This thing can fail. Let's not get fooled here. Should probably return an optional instead, but I don't want to fix that now. So we'll just cast this to an int, and we'll say yeah, this will be okay. Set active widget m tabs at I dot index dot widget. Okay. And this will be very similar, except we go backwards. If we are below, then we set the index to m tab size. If we're below 0. Oh, we forgot to actually call those. So he will call activate next tab, and then on previous tab we'll call activate previous tab. Poof, poof. And let's go somewhere here, and let's go somewhere else here. And I can switch between the tabs just as I would expect. It's amazing. I love it. Okay, great. So libgui add tab widget functions to switch to activate next previous tab. Browser add next tab and previous tab actions. Now you can switch between the available open tabs with control page up, control page down. Oh, I can't fit all of that. Oh, let's just call it pug up and pug down. Okay, now that's pretty cool. Okay, so I think we're going to be done for today here. And one thing that we didn't do was make the UI look, I don't know if we would want the UI to look like a single tab browser if you don't have a tab open. Right now we always show a tab. I personally think this is pretty okay because it tells you that there is a tab system available. But I don't know, it might be something to explore. I quite like this look. It's going to need some pixel fiddling and stuff, but it's a really good start. So, if you made it this far, then thank you for watching. I hope that you found some of this interesting. I certainly am very pleased with the result. I'm a bit surprised with how straightforward it was. And obviously there's a lot of work left to be done here and a lot of improvements to make, but it is pretty damn awesome that we can now have multiple tabs. So pretty neat. So yeah, thanks for watching. And I have to remember to mention more often that if you're interested in supporting my work, then you can find me on Patreon and GitHub sponsors. And you can also send in one-time donations through PayPal if you're interested. I really appreciate all the support, and you can find links to those things in the description below. But if you're just here to watch me do programming, that's fine too. It's all good. I hope you found something interesting. So thanks everyone for hanging out, and I will see you next time.